onions, and then we put some nice fresh mushrooms, and that's real nice. And then we put some parsley with it later on.
Okay.
And then we also have a ranchero butter.
Ranchero butter.
Yeah. Nice kick, fresh butter. So you need to keep your butter calories for the steak.
Yes.
Don't eat butter in the morning.
Right.
Eat steak at nighttime.
That's right. If you're going to have steak at night, you're exactly right. And ice cream, too. Don't be eating any ice cream.
Lemon juice, peppers, poblanos.
So it's going to have a kick to it?
Oh, yeah, it has a little kick to it. Cilantro.
Yes, sir.
And then we put some nice seasoning on there, salt and pepper, a little garlic.
A little more garlic?
Oh, yes, we need a little garlic. Garlic is good.
Yeah.
And we mix it all up, and then it looks like this.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And we put that right on the steak. And we in Chaparral, we have about three, four different butters we put on our steaks. And butter and steak, for some reason, really comes well together.
Yeah, it tastes great.
And I want to also show you the steaks we're serving, the difference in the grading.
Yeah, well, I was asking you about that earlier. By the way, there's what the ranchero butter looks like when it's done. Okay, prime, choice, and
select.
What's the difference?
In the Chaparral restaurant, we're using prime steaks.
Only prime.
As you can see over here, you have a nice marbling, and there's a lot of fat over here. Not too much, but just enough to give it nice flavor. And it's nice and tender and soft and tastes great. Now, the select, or the choice I got over here, this is the second grade down.
Yes, second grade down.
Has a little less marbling.
Right.
Has a little less fat, and might be sometimes a little bit tougher. You know what I'm saying? It could be. It could be.
Not necessarily.
And select, which is all the way on the bottom of the rating scale, is even less marbling.
Okay.
And less fat.
Okay.
So some people like it because there's less fat in it.
Right.
And most of the people like the prime because it really has the flavor and the whole thing, what you really want in a steak.
Right. Unless you're trying to get rid of the fat. You're trying to get rid of the fat. Of course, if you get rid of the fat in anything, it's not going to taste as good.
Exactly.
Right. Okay.
Well, I got one over here ready to cook.
Okay.
So what we got over here, I got some nice seasoning. We have some nice Chaparral seasoning where I put some pepper, salt, and paprika, garlic, and herbs. We put it on there.
Put it on the grill?
Like a little dry rub, right over there. You can take it now.
Okay.
We oiled our grill, nice, and we put it on there to give it a nice marking.
A marking?
Yes. Well, what you want to do basically, to sear the outside of the meat.
Right.
Close it up so the juice stays inside.
Right.
You know, so when you cut it later on, it is nice and moist and explodes with flavor.
That's the word I was thinking. It explodes with flavor. Okay. Good.
So we do that, and then we can give it a nice marking, meaning we put it crosswise.
Yes, sir. I'm still with you. I just put that other plate away.
Okay, then we put we want to get the mushrooms. We want to get a little bit of a browning process going over here, or caramelization, because we want to get all that flavor. And you know, from the mushrooms on that steak, and that's really what I like. And I tell you one thing, in the Chaparral Club, that's one of our biggest side dishes we have. By the way, we also have this big potato.
It's huge.
Baked potato we serve up there. So if you like carbohydrates, here you are.
There you are. If you're on a carb diet, go get it, baby.
And then we also serve the steaks, and I got some
lobster.
I got some big steaks for you over here. We got big New York strip steaks.
Yeah, those are big.
You know, we have lobsters, like the lobster tail we serve over there. So, and that's all prime meat we're serving up there.
That's the only thing you serve?
Yes.
Yeah.
Only thing
USDA prime.
Absolutely.
Outstanding.
I got a big New York, and look at this fillet.
Oh, my goodness.
Doesn't it just look beautiful?
It does. That's great.
No, that's a piece of meat.
That's a piece of meat, baby. Okay, while this is going on, Uwe, tell us what's going on this summer at your restaurant.
Well, this summer, we're also participating in the Restaurant Week again.
Yeah.
Which starts on the 18th of August.
Okay.
3-course menu, $35. Exceptional menu we put out. We already have reservation. Please make a reservation early.
Yes.
Was such a big success last year.
Yeah, you were going to do it again.
That we have to do it again. Good deal. People like to come back. So you see the marking over here?
Yeah, you got great marking on it.
Over there. So now, to go on.
I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to have to go to commercial break. Oh, here's the final. Oh, this looks so
we got a steak coming up.
We'll go to commercial break, and then we'll come back. Let's do that. We're going to come back in a couple of minutes. If you'd like a copy of the recipe, log on to WFAA.com/GMT. And we'll all be back to taste steak next. Okay, Uwe, you got some mushrooms. You're going to top
I
us
got
off.
some mushrooms right here. Look at that, how beautiful they
Oh,
look.
that's gorgeous.
Nice fresh parsley.
Oh.
Now, this is heaven for a steak, isn't it?
Good stuff. And people ask me why I came back to mornings from nights. We don't do this at night. Is it good, guys? Steak's good?
I would recommend after you grill the steak to let it sit for a little bit, so the juices can sit in the steak, so it doesn't get, you know, tough and runny. And I think that's just perfect right there.
It is so tender.
Goodness.
How long did it take you to learn to do that? Why can't
Anybody
I
can do that.
No.
Just buy a good piece of meat, a nice prime piece of meat, and anybody can do
Oh, so
that.
that's the problem. I picked the bad meat. That's what it is. That's why my steak is tough. This is excellent. Thank you.